Hello guys, welcome back to ESENtaxa. Andrea Papito here, and in this video we are going to discuss about the IRPEF taxation 2023 right after the budget law, the Italian budget law published in this year. So we have finally the new version, the new taxation for self-employed and freelancer. For the employee taxation, the IRPEF for employees remains exactly like 2022. So if you missed the video about the IRPEF taxation in Italy 2022, I will put this link in the description below this specific video. But here we are going to discuss only about the news that we have for the self-employed and freelancer in 2023. Now, if you're new in this channel, first I want to tell you that ESENtaxa talks about how to optimize your taxation if you want to move to Italy, if you want to relocate in this country. We also have the same knowledge on Portugal and Belgium. In the description below the video, you can contact us at info@esentaxa.com if you want to have a consultation from us. And also we released a video course in which you can learn the entire Italian fiscal system before relocate to this country, have an understanding and provide a grown-up level conversation with the Italian accountant in order to talk the same fiscal language, not only in English language, of course. And we also have an extensive network of English-speaking accountants in Italy that can help you in case you need to relocate in this country. Now, going back to this topic, the Italian government put some new rules in 2023, which are quite interesting, and it's a complete novelty for the Italian fiscal system. Here we're going to first reanalyze quickly how it works, the IRPEF taxation 2023, how it works the bracket system, and then we're going to introduce the new concept, which is the incremental flat tax at 15%. And when we can use it and how we can exploit. This kind of taxation, it works for ordinary regimes. I'm not talking about the forfeit regime here. I'm not even talking about the impatriate regime. We're just talking about somebody that is already in Italy maybe, who wants to move to Italy and doesn't have the requirements to apply the most important tax schemes. So now also for ordinary regimes, for ordinary situations, you have an option to squeeze your taxes, to have a huge tax cut in case you have an incremental of revenue. So let's stay tuned on this video because I'm trying to make it as simple as possible, even though the concept might sound a little bit complicated, but if you know how to exploit, you might really have the chance to reduce your taxes in Italy. First of all, how it works, the IRPEF 2023, similar thing like 2022, since we are talking about self-employed freelancer, here we are talking about businessman, individual who is running a business in Italy. So you have a profit, you first deduct all your costs, your business cost, your inherent cost, and then what you have is the profit. And the profit is what would be taxed at your personal level following this tax bracket. Now, the tax bracket works like this. We have an income between 0 and 15,000 euro taxed at 23% rate, then 15,000 and 28,000 euro taxed at 25% rate, and 28,000 and 50,000 at 35% rate, and then everything above 50,000 will be taxed at 43%. Now, after having calculate your taxes, so you're not going to pay 43% on all your income if you pass 50,000, but only on this slice of income you pay 23, then you pay 25 and 35, so on these slices. So you're going to have a sort of average in the end of the calculation. And the amount of tax that you have to pay in Italy can be even squeezed down thanks to the detractions, which is another concept that we have extensively talked in this channel. And and that's the reason why we suggest you to subscribe this channel, because you will understand also how to squeeze your taxes after the calculation. In 2023, beside this classical tax system, this tax bracket system, the Italian government introduced the incremental flat tax 15%. What does it mean? It means that at any point, at any incremental revenue between this current year, 2023, in comparison with the highest of the 3 previous years, you can have a taxation of 15%. Now I'm going to explain you exactly with an example. So you have basically up to 40,000 euro per year that you can tax potentially at a rate of 15% instead of 23, 25, 35, and 43. But how it works exactly? So I just wrote down an example. I'm going to explain you exactly how it works. Let's imagine we have let's imagine you're already in Italy since quite a lot of time and you want to see how to reduce your taxes. And you're using the ordinary regime, so you are taxed at these ordinary rates. Let's imagine that in 2020 you had a revenue of 50,000 euros, so 50k, okay? In 2021 you had a same revenue of 50k, so nothing changed, your business is running as always. And in 2022 also nothing changed, so let's make the first case, which is quite simple, and you have still 50k, okay? So 3 consecutive years you had the same revenue. Now, in 2023, you had an explosion with your business, well, just an incremental revenue, because you managed to sell your product in a good manner, in a better way, and you have maybe an income of 80,000 euro, okay? So basically, the law says, in 2023, you take the highest value of the 3 years. For this specific example, the highest values is exactly the same, so it's still 50k, okay? You remove 5%, it's something that the states give you for grant, 5% has been written in the law, so your actual value to be taken into calculation is 47,500 euro. And you subtract this value with 80,000, okay? Now, this subtraction gives you an income of 32,500 euro, and this amount of money will be taxed at 15%, okay? Rather than 43%. Because if you pass 50k, as you can see, you jump from the bracket 35 to 43. So the Italian state says in 2023, if your income passes one of the brackets, instead of discourage you, because the bracket system works like if you increase your business, you pay more taxes. But the Italian state this year says no. If you make more money, if your business goes well, then instead of jump to the next brackets, you can apply 15% taxes on the differences between what you have earned this year minus the highest of the 3 previous years. In this example, I just made 50k in all 3 years, so the example is the simplest scenario possible, and you can subtract the highest minus a 5%, which is a gift from the state, and then what remains will be taxed at 15% rather than 43%. Okay, so and how much taxes you're going to spare? Well, here you pay for this incremental revenue that you have earned, you pay only 4,875 taxes on this incremental part, while taxing this amount of money, this 50k minus 80 on 43% would be theoretically 12,900 euro. So you're going to pay 4,000 instead of 12,900 euro for your incremental revenue that you had in this specific year. Now let's take the example a little bit more complex. For example, let's imagine in 2023 I always earn 80k, but in 2021 I made it like 60k, okay? So based on the law, what kind of value has to be taken into account? 60k, because 60k is the highest of the 3 previous year compared the current year. So you make the subtraction, you take 60k, you remove 5%, and then what remains will be subtracted to 80k, okay? And then what remains will be taxed at 15%, instead of pay 43% of taxes, okay? So this is the new mechanism, it's a new concept that has been introduced this year in 2023 from the Italian government in the new Italian budget law. And basically it's something that is going to tell us that the Italian government wants to change the Italian tax system, wants to turn the tax bracket system in one flat tax system. So they start to put this 15% flat only on the incremental values for the time being, but this law has been written in a way that the next year we might have potentially the extension of this 15% year. This is 15% Also in other brackets, also a reduction of the brackets themselves. So instead of having 23 or 25, this might be turned into 15 straight away. Okay, so the projection of the Italian government is the following. They try to turn the ordinary taxation on ordinary scheme, ordinary regimes, also towards a flat tax system. The only thing that we have to consider that the incremental can use the 50% flat tax only if it doesn't pass 40,000 euros. So you cannot have an incremental of 1 million euro, but only 40,000 euro of this 1 million will be taxed at 15%. So it will follow the rule of the incremental flat tax, but the rest of the money will be taxed at the ordinary 43%. So this is just the beginning from this government to try to reduce taxes also on ordinary regimes when you are self-employed or freelancer in Italy. And this is mostly addressed for those who are already in Italy and want to spare some taxes, and they want to receive an incentive to make more money without paying too much taxes, without seeing their incremental of revenue thanks to the successful business be taxed at 43%. And then they will see this amount of money taxed only at 50%. So it could be just a good incentives. Here in ESENtaxa, we try to explain you as simple as possible this kind of complex subject, but we also do something more. We do something that a lot of accountants, they are not willing to do. We just take into account all these new benefits, these tax schemes, and we try to cross-check them with existing tax schemes. People are not aware of that. This kind of system can be combined with the impatriate regime. In the next video, we are going to show you how to combine the incremental flat tax scheme in this new budget law 2023 with the existing impatriate regime scheme. So stay tuned on ESENtaxa. We are now the #1 channel for the Italian taxation to help people to understand the Italian fiscal system and optimize their taxation. We also hit 1,000 subscribers, so thank you very much, guys, to following us, and we want to thank you because thanks to your support we are keep releasing more and more content like this one. Again, notification bell, like button, and subscribe the channel, please, to be always notified whenever we release this kind of content. See you to the next video.